The sun was a cruel, unrelenting beast, beating down on the outdoor church. The ceremony was already over an hour late, and the guests were simmering with frustration, their discomfort growing by the minute. Sweat dripped from some of their faces, pooling under their arms and staining the backs of their shirts. Some guests shifting in their seats, some were texting or watching videos online. Others were just staring off into the distance, trying to pretend sitting in the sun waiting for a ceremony to begin wasn't fazing them. The priest stood at the altar, pacing back and forth. His once patient expression turned to a storm of frustration. His fingers tightly gripped around the prayer book, but the pages felt meaningless now. He checked his watch for what felt like the 100th time, and resisted the urge to swear under his breath. This was not how things were supposed to go, but here he was, watching the entire afternoon slip away, standing in the heat while the bride and groom were nowhere to be seen. Thankfully, this was the only wedding he had scheduled for the day. The photographer, crouched behind the altar, was beyond fed up. For the past hour, he had been snapping pictures of random shots of the wilting flowers and the bored and angry expressions of the guests. Nothing remotely resembling a wedding had happened yet, and he began to question if the wedding would take place at all. He clicked the camera again, anger building with each shot. "I'm f***ing done," he muttered, glaring down the aisle like he might just leave. His job was to capture the moments, and right now, the only moments being captured being the wasted time of 150 guests. The wedding planner, bombarded with questions from guests and vendors, completely ready to lose her shit. She checked her phone again to updates and tossed it back in her bag, glaring at the empty driveway. Her knuckles were white, clutching her clipboard so tightly it looked like it might snap. She cursed under her breath. This is f***ing insane.